Hello everyone, my name's Nisha and I am the YogicAmnesiac. I have a really quick leg workout for you guys today. It's probably perfect if you are on a lunch break and you want to get a quick leg workout, or you just don't have the time to commit to an hour-long practice. It's super quick and easy, and it'll give you the tools to work on all sorts of different muscle groups. So we're going to be doing a bunch of different poses pretty quickly. We try not to do them too long just so you can work out and not spend too much time doing this video. It also shouldn't be too hard, so if you're just looking for maintenance and you work out your legs all the time and they're really strong, but you find that today you just can't do a full practice, this will be good just to keep up a little bit of work and work out your legs a little bit without committing to anything super long. Alright, so with that being said, put on something comfortable. You might heat up a little bit, so maybe wear something loose with no sleeves or shorts, and let's hop on the mat and get started. So we're starting in a standing position. We're going to keep this quick and easy. We're going to stand up nice and tall. Take a moment to close your eyes. Roll the shoulders back, but let your hands relax a little bit. You need to check, make sure your feet are parallel and about hip width apart. If you're not sure where hip width is, I have a whole video explaining how to do this pose properly. So take a few deep breaths here. Start working your legs, start making them do a little something. And now we're going to bend our knees a little bit. Inhale and sweep the arms up and overhead. Get a nice long stretch in the whole body, because even if you're working out your legs, you're going to be using the whole body. Maybe move around a little bit here. And then swan dive down, bend the knees, and we're going to come into a soft forward fold with the knees bent. And this is where we're going to start stretching it all out a little bit. So keep those knees bent, but try to get a bit of a stretch if you can. Come up into a flat back position. Straight legs, flat back. Think about, you're not letting your spine curl forward, you're trying to keep your spine as flat as you can. And you'll find that you probably think you can go down farther than you actually can. It's really common for people to arch their backs here. Slide down forward, round the back, soft forward fold again. Maybe move around a little bit, bend one knee more than the other. Change up your stretching a little bit. From here, walk the hands out, step the feet back, come into a quick downward facing dog. Really stretch it out, move around with it. Right, from here we're going to come up through an upward facing dog. And I know this seems a little weird since it's more of a back stretch, but it's going to help open up the hips, the front of our legs a little bit. Alright, back to downward facing dog. From here we're going to set our knees down and we'll sit on down. I recommend you still face the short edge of your mat, just for the sake of simplicity so you don't have to keep moving like me. So from here we're going to sit on our booties, bring our feet together in front of us, and get a little quick Cobblers Pose in. You may feel us stretching these a lot, these muscles, in any pose that we do. But we're just going to do a quick leg workout. And feel free to stretch out anything else while you're here. My core is very sore today, so oh, these neck circles feel nice. Everyone do some neck circles. Alright, now we're going to bring our knees up. We already stretched with our legs together while we were standing. So, it's like a crumb on the floor. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold here. So send those feet out long into a V. It really doesn't matter how deep or wide your V is. You'll get to different places at different times as your flexibility works out. What's important is that you're getting a stretch. So from here, just kind of take it easy, lean forward a little bit, keep those feet engaged and flexed. To protect your knees a little, people say to lift your kneecaps up towards the top of your legs. If you don't know what that means, it's like you're flexing your quads a little bit. So just these big muscles right here, just use them just a little bit to help keep your knees safe. Oh, this always feels really good to do. And I find that it targets a little bit lower for me than the Cobblers Pose, which really targets up high in the inner thigh. Come on up, face your right leg and fold forward once more towards that right foot. Say hello to it. Roll on up again. Turn to face the left leg and fold forward once more. And we're doing this pretty quick and easy stretch. You don't actually need to warm up much. I found there's studies about this, and we could talk about this in a separate video. But stretching still helps a little bit, get your muscles warmed up and moving. So we're going to do that before we start. That's the real point of these quick stretches. Alright, bring those feet back together. If you turn to face the long edge of your mat, turn back to the short edge. Come on through to a downward facing dog. You can do a wide-legged forward fold standing as well. I just was not feeling like doing that today. Alright, from here, look between your hands, and if you can, bring that right foot up and all the way to your right hand. If you need to drop your knee and scoot your foot forward on the mat, that's totally fine. We could take a quick moment here to stretch out a little bit, but you don't need to stretch the front too much, since the pose we're about to do will stretch it out for us. So if you've untucked those left toes, tuck them under again. Whew, my hair is being weird. Try to be nice and tall, look straight forward. Don't hunch those shoulders up towards your ears, and lift that left knee up off the ground. Right now, do a real quick check. Make sure your right knee is not in front of your right ankle. You're not trying to necessarily get a stretch in your calf here, so you don't need to push back towards your heel. Actually kind of push forward on that back foot. Really lift with those toes. This is much more a strength pose than a stretch, you'll find. So if you're comfortable and you want to stay here, you absolutely can. I'm going to challenge you to go further though. So from here, slowly bring one hand to the top of your right thigh and then the other. Keep your body up nice and tall. Really use those quads. You might feel this quad start burning. I was just doing these the other day, testing out this routine, and I'm totally feeling it right now. Find a spot to look at, and that'll help you keep your balance. And hold on to that spot. Don't look away. I promise I can talk you through this. Release those hands from your thighs and sweep them up and straight overhead like you're holding a big ball, like a beach ball or whoop, something over your head. That was me falling. So you're holding a basketball over your head. And hold it. Keep looking at that spot if you're wobbling. Don't forget to breathe. Relax those arms down. Set them on the ground. Drop that left knee. Release the toes. Send that right foot back. And shake it out a little bit. I always forget how much harder that pose is than I remember. It's called high lunge, by the way. Get that blood back into the thigh. And we'll go back into a downward facing dog. Stretch it out a little, walk it out. Woo. My shoulder cracked. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Bring that left foot all the way up and forward to your left hand. You can drop your right knee momentarily as you get situated. Like before though, we're looking forward, really pushing into the ground, getting that structural integrity. In fact, you might find that this is all you want to do. You don't even want to lift your back knee up, and that's fine. That would just be a low lunge. So from here, we're going to lift up that right knee. Keep on looking forward. And if you want to stay here, you can. But if you want a little bit more of a challenge, bring one hand up and then the other to the top of your left thigh. Find that spot. Keep it in your sights. I'm super wobbly today. Like I said before, you don't need to push that right heel back. Push forward on that right foot. Kind of try, almost think like you're straightening your ankle or you're stretching your toes. You don't need to stretch your toes though, just that's the movement you're going for. Alright, now from here we're going to grab that basketball. And I'm going to try not to fall over while I do this. I won't go as low. And bring it up and overhead. And hold that big basketball up and overhead. My goodness, my balance is so off today. Breathe, smile, come out of it if you need to. Okay, I'm going to do this. All right, now release those hands forward. Drop that right knee. Send both your feet back, release your toes, and stretch it out. Just work it out a little bit. Get the blood back to your thighs. Give them a moment to rest. Alright, from here we're going to push into a downward facing dog again. Stretch it out. Really try to get those heels down today. We want to work out those legs. And from here we're going to look forward at our hands. You can step or slowly scoot your feet forward one foot at a time and then the other. And then slowly inhale and roll on up. And bring those hands up and overhead. Okay, from here, we're going to sit in our imaginary chair. So try to keep your knees about hip width apart like your feet. And think more that you're sending your booty, your bottom back, as opposed to just like sitting down straight. You'll find your upper body needs to lean forward a little probably to compensate for where your weight is. So hands up and overhead. Slowly bend those knees. Try not to send them out past your toes. Sit on down in that chair. Keep your back nice and straight. This is another pose where it will really help to have a spot to look at because it can be a bit of a balance pose. You might feel wobbly. I'll turn sideways so you can see what it looks like from the side as well. And really hold it here. Keep a nice straight back. You can see I have a straight back here. as opposed to curling forward. That's part of the workout. And stand up, let the arms come down, shake it out a little bit, and we'll do that one more time. So again, check in, feet hip width apart, everything's hip width apart. Step forward, send those hands on up, bend the knees, send your bottom out, straight back, find that spot. Breathe here. Really concentrate. Smile if you're getting tired or shaky. And come on out. Do a quick neck roll. You just worked out your shoulders. Roll out the shoulders. Turn. And we're going to come on down to downward facing dog again. So sweep those arms up. Swan dive as you exhale down. Send the hands out, send the feet out, and stretch it out. All right, from here we're going to set our knees down and flip over onto our backs. So you can take a moment here, shake out the legs a little bit, twist out the back, relax a little, maybe hug your knees in, and rock yourself back and forth. Just take a moment to relax a little bit before we do one more strength pose. All right, set those feet on down. Again, about hip width apart here. And we're going to have our arms down alongside of our body and get nice and situated. I love saying that word. I don't know if I could even tell you exactly what I mean. Really, you're going to be using your body for this pose, so think about you making a foundation with your shoulders and your feet. And take a few breaths here. And then as you inhale, tilt your pelvis, tuck it under, bring it on up, and slowly peel your spine up and off the ground. And you'll have to push into your legs to keep your knees from going past your ankles. Try to keep your knees from going out or collapsing in. You want them to be hip width apart. And I know this seems like, isn't this more of an ab workout or something? But it's totally going to work your legs. I promise. And then as you have on your next exhale, slowly curl down, dropping one vertebrae down at a time. And then release your pelvis. Shake the legs out again. And then we're going to do it again, and we're going to go up a little bit higher this time. So same thing again. Push it to the ground with your feet. Tuck that pelvis. Use those low abs really to pull that pelvis up and off the mat and peel up one vertebrae at a time. And then if you want to hang out here, totally do that. But if you're ready to go a little bit higher, slowly roll one shoulder under you a little bit farther and push up even higher. And I kind of clasp my hands underneath me. It helps, I don't know, it just helps to get yourself a little bit higher. And then you can release the hands out. And you find the higher you go, the more your legs are going to work. So check in, make sure those knees aren't too far apart. Hold it, take some breaths. Really use those legs. Smile. Release the shoulders, roll on down one vertebrae at a time, really slow and controlled. Release the pelvis, relax it out. And let's do it one more time, whatever height you feel like doing. I'm going to go all the way up like I did this last time. But if you don't feel like going all the way up, or you just even want to do these little baby ones where you barely lift up, you get the same muscles working. So from here, really push into those feet, make this last one count. Round those shoulder blades down, and slowly peel your pelvis up, your hips up one vertebrae at a time. Send them up nice and high. Wait here if you'd like to, or roll one shoulder underneath and then the other. And release those hands out. Really push into those legs. Make this last one super strong. Feel those muscles in your legs working. The more you push into your legs, the more your back will arch also. You'll find, so also keep in mind your legs might have the strength, your back might not have the flexibility. So you have to also balance the two, of course. But push into those legs, make it count. And roll down one vertebrae at a time. I meant to tell you to release your shoulders, but I don't know. If you could see, I did it as I rolled down. Probably should have told you though. I apologize. And from here, bring your right knee into your chest. Send that left foot out nice and long. Flex both feet. And relax. We're just working out our legs, saying thank you for doing this practice for us. Thank you for letting me get you a little bit stronger. Bring that left foot back up. Set that right foot down. Other side, lift the left leg into the chest. Send that right foot out nice and long. Same thing again. Work it on out. Let your body cool down, your heart rate slow. Bring that right foot back up, and instead of setting the left foot down, bring that right knee into your chest and have both of them in your chest here. And from here, a really quick, nice stretch is Happy Baby Pose, which I'm sure so many of you guys are tired of hearing me talk about it. Send those knees out nice and wide towards your armpits. Grab the outside of your feet or peace fingers to your big toe. That's your index and middle finger. And lift those feet, or kick the table. Lift those feet on up and get a nice stretch. It really stretches out some of the weirdest places, and this is my favorite pose to do if you're in a bad mood. You feel so goofy, and you really do look like a happy baby. So if you're a happy baby, smile, laugh a little bit if you're feeling goofy. Straighten or have one foot up, one foot down, and switch it out. We're not straightening our legs, we're keeping our knees bent. Move with it, rock back and forth. Release those feet down, bring those knees back together. Set your feet on the floor and extend them straight out. Relax the hands on the ground along the side of your body. Get nice and comfortable here and enjoy some Shavasana. While your body slows down, cools down, your heart rate will slow down a little bit. Your muscles can relax now. They can work on getting those muscles all toned. Wiggle your toes a little if you feel like you want some blood coursing through your legs, and then relax them. And Give your legs a big thank you for holding you up during that whole practice and for the rest of the day.